Good evening, welcome to 100% LCFC, the home of Leicester Fan TV. My name is Phil and this is our Monday night Fanzone show. Welcome, Leicester, a second. The media don't seem to know it, but Leicester City a second, I can prove it. Here is the table, you can see, there we are. The media seems to be talking about the title is won, Liverpool have got it, Man City are nowhere to be seen. They're not giving us a cat and nails chance. It's perfect. Get your views in, get your comments in. Let us know what you think to the season so far. The victory at Villa, how good was that? Norwich is coming up at the weekend. We're going to go through this in a little bit. We can look at Leicester's fixture lists and Liverpool's fixture list. And we can see why Leicester can catch Liverpool. We'll go through that. Good evening, Karen Kennel, watching all the way from... where are you, Karen? It's Auntie Karen, of course it is. Alan Wyman is watching. Jack Marson, hello to you, Jack. How are you? Baz Short, James Moore, good evening, good evening. Becky Hunt, how are you? Becky, hope you're well. Brett Coombs, good evening. And where's Scott Simpson, Brett? Get him on. Gary Clark, good evening. Russell Carter, lots and lots of good evenings to you. Stephen Warden... Keith Goodall, get your views in, Keith. Let me know what you think. And you, Mark Harrison, good evening. All the way from Norwich, Mark is watching. Mark, are you coming up for the game this weekend? Surely you want Leicester to beat Norwich. Going to get some bragging rights when you're at work next week. Alan Warman, good evening to you. Stuart Child saying, oi, oi, we're only bloody second. Yeah, it's there. Proof in the pudding that Leicester City, there we go. We know it. The media doesn't know it. Do you care? Are you bothered? Or actually, you find it quite funny? I'm finding it quite funny listening to people like Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage and then having to eat their words. Really are. Maz Redway, good evening. Brett Coombs, I'm very, very good. Brett, couldn't be better, could it? Couldn't be better. Mick Pipe is watching. Yes, Mick Pipe is watching. Good evening, Mick. And Lee Waddo, good evening to you. So many hellos. I'll try and get as many shout-outs, as many comments out as I can. Where should we start? Should we start with Jamie Vardy? 8 in 8. Scored again yesterday, as we know. 16 goals this season. I think he's 4 or 5. Is he 5? You let me know. Is he 5 goals ahead of, is it Abrahams from Chelsea? Clearly the best striker in the Premier League this season again. I've got to be honest, in the summer I was beginning to wonder, at some point Jamie Vardy is going to run out of steam. Is it going to be this season? Boy oh boy was I wrong. How good is Jamie Vardy? Is it Brendan Rodgers we've got to thank? Or is just Jamie Vardy, is he just a goal machine? Get your views in on Vardy. Will he make it 9 in 9 on Saturday against Norwich? Then the next game would be... I don't want to get too carried away, but if Vardy was to score 9 against Norwich, the next game is Man City. Can he go to Man City and score 10? You know, the 11th game is Liverpool on Boxing Day. He loves playing against Liverpool. Whew. Could Jamie Vardy go and equal his record, maybe beat it? Keith Goodall says, Keith says, Phil, you've only gone and changed your tracky top. I have. You know why? Thank you, Keith. Do you know why I'm wearing this top? Because you guys, this is one of the prizes you can win. I'm going to talk about this later. Don't forget you can go to Leicester Fan TV, win this jacket, as well as another pink shirt from our friends at Pink. Emergency Glazing Services have given us this, thanks to Brad and Matt, to give away. And we'll get onto the competitions later. But thanks, Keith, for just giving us that. I like this. Stuart Childs is calling us, nicknaming us, hashtag the Invisibles. It's about right at the moment. James Moore says Vardy is 4 from 100 Premier League goals. Yeah, again, he's right up there. Aggie is watching. How are you, Aggie? Michael Wheatley, how are you? Ross Howard, get your views in, Ross. Want to know what you think. Did you watch the game yesterday, Ross? What did you think? Josh Wilson says Jamie Vardy is a love machine. Speaking from experience there, Josh, I'm not sure. Joe Callis is saying Vardy is not human. Seems to be getting better with age. Anthony Beebe is saying it's all happening. Need to read my tea leaves. The stars are all lining up. It certainly feels like that, Anthony, doesn't it? Andy Price is bringing us all back down to ground. Andy says, take it one game at a time, please, Phil. Okay, I'll calm down. No, I won't. It's too exciting, Andy. It's way too exciting. Mark Harrison says, talk sport, or he calls them something else, but talk sport, we're trying to talk up Vard's playing for England again. Yeah, Vardy, forget it. They didn't want Vardy to play for England at the time. They took him away on all these trips and they never gave him a chance. He wasn't really included, if you ask me. If I was Vardy, I'd tell them to get lost. Until we've won the Premier League in May, and then if they come knocking, who sees? Maybe he'll go. Anthony Lindo saying, come on Leicester next time. A very hearty winner, King Power. Yeah, okay, Anthony. I'm with you on that. I'm not quite understanding what you're saying, but Blue Army, Anthony. Robin Wells says, you just know another fairy tale is brewing. I agree with you, Robin. Robin then goes on to say, I love watching the pundits squirm. Lineker excluded yet. Gary, as ever, he is happy. What's Gary Lineker said he's going to do this time if we win it? Is it shave all his hair off, I think, isn't it? It's getting a bit of a regular thing, this, isn't it? Let's hope so. Vardy's on fire. Your defence is terrified, says Jack Marson. Brett says, I honestly think Vardy will still be scoring for us when he's in his 40s. He looks full of beans at the minute. I think he does, Brett. I think you're absolutely right. Anthony Howard is watching. Don't forget Anthony's vlogs on LCFC_Boyer on YouTube. They're very, very good. And don't forget, go to our YouTube channel, Leicester Fan TV. Subscribe to that. Joanna Astley. Hi, Joanna. Did you enjoy yesterday's game? Joanna says, think Nacho's been enjoying some Red Bull before kick-off. Seems like a different player. Hope he keeps it up. Has Jamie Vardy been slipping Nacho some wickets? I don't know. Different guy, different player. It shows you what having somebody, a manager behind you, telling you, giving you a bit of confidence, and then having that lucky break. Football is full of lucky things. I go down and watch some non-league football down at Loughborough Dynamo from time to time, and trust me, the quality down at that level is good. You watch some of these players and you think, these guys could make it at a much higher level. It's all about luck some days, and Nacho got his chance, and against Everton, magic came on, did it, and again, looked really, really good against Villa yesterday. I thought Nacho had a great game. Keith Goodall says, Hercules cut his hair, Phil changed his tracky top, just saying if it falls apart now, we can't blame Puel. Of course, I'll tell you what, if we don't win the Premier League, it's Puel's fault, we know that. Auntie Karen says, so what has Brendan Rodgers done to Nacho? Long mate Nas. I don't know, Auntie Karen, I don't know what he's done, but it's working, it is definitely working. Maxine Johnson, good evening to you. Get your views in, Maxine. Let me know what you think. I want to know what you think about Leicester City at the moment. Can we make it 9 on the spin? I mean, again, let's look at this table. Let's look at this table and see who we're playing on Saturday. Wait for it. We're playing Norwich. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? There they are. It fills me full of dread sometimes. When we played Watford, these are the games I dread at being a Leicester fan from long time, as you all know. Norwich are on 11 points out of 16. They have lost 11 games. Norwich have lost 11 games. Surely we're going to beat them. I don't want to say count our chickens, or what is it from Norwich? You don't want to count our turkeys too early, but we're going to beat Norwich, aren't we, on Saturday? We're going to make it 9 on the spin. What do you think? Jordan Williams, can't read out your comment, but totally agree with it about going all over the Villa. How bad were Villa yesterday? Fouling. I don't want to call it cheating, but aggressive. Ref let them get away with loads, and yet we seem to pick up bookings. How the guy, was it Target who came in against Ricardo Pereira? That was a red card. What are VAR not doing, sorting that one out? For me, that was one of the biggest red cards of the season. Get your views in, get your comments in on Villa and the ref yesterday. Stuart Child says, we need to be keeping players more important than new ones, who's replying to Mick's comment. Maxine Johnson saying yes at the match on Saturday. Danny says, most underrated player is Wilfred Ndidi. I personally think he's just as good as N'Golo Kante. What do you think? I've got to be fair with you, Danny. I don't think he is. I don't think any of us guys underrate Wilfred Ndidi. But I agree with you. How people like Paul Pogba and Other players like that are rated at 70, 80, 100 million for these sorts of midfielders. Wilfred Ndidi is just getting better and better, and he's still young, playing fantastic. I don't want to. Don't talk our players up. Keep it quiet. One of the biggest fears is either in January or the summer, teams are going to start coming in and trying to raid our players, like they tried to raid Brendan Rodgers last week. Well played to Top again. Fantastic from the chairman. He's just said to Brendan Rodgers, we want you to stay, double your wages, don't go. Makes it easy for Brendan Rodgers to say, all right, then I'll stay. We'd all do it. If somebody wants to double my wages, I'm always open to double wages time. Would you take double your wages to carry on doing the same job the next day? Put in the comments. No, in fact, don't put in the comments. Just give us a thumbs up if you would like that. I'm only joking. Would be nice. We'd all take it, wouldn't we? Andy Mullins talking about that red card, saying should have been a red card or two. I agree with you, Andy. I thought there was a couple in there. And I thought we were lucky to pick up some of the bookings that we picked up, to be fair. Franco Calabri, am I saying that right? Calitri, saying, I honestly think Ndidi is a much better player than Kante. In fact, I certainly think Ndidi is playing better this season than N'Golo Kante, Franco. I agree with you. Anthony Beebe says, Villa were dirty sods. Ref was awful. Totally agree with you, Anthony. I thought I'd totally agree. Chris Hallam says, count our Canaries, isn't it? I was saying count your turkeys. I thought Bernard Matthews was from Norwich. That's where I was going with the turkey. The turkey drum. Perhaps it fell short, Chris, that one. Can't count your turkeys too quickly. And Christmas. It's comedy gold, Chris. But I get it. Don't count your Canaries. Maybe yours is better. Let us know. Franco comes back and said Dennis Pratt was class. That ball to Vardy. I know Dennis Pratt, a minor surprise that he was in the side yesterday. A minor surprise. Brendan seemed to get it right again. Nacho starting a game. The changes seem to work. Aggie Frith says, thought the referee had a poor game, but a great display from City yesterday. The away end didn't stop singing at the game. Yeah, well done to all the fans who were at the match yesterday. I wasn't there myself, but some fantastic support. Watching it on TV, you could really hear the Leicester fans all the way through. Some fantastic singing. Mick Paget says nobody's leaving in January. I agree with you, Mick. I don't think anybody. Why would you leave Leicester in January? Why would you leave? Michael Wheatley says Matt Targett should have seen red for his tackle on Ricardo. I totally agree. Brett says, does anybody know when Amati is back? He could be absolutely keen trying to close the gap against Liverpool. Interestingly, Daniel Amati did play. Ross Howard was at the Doncaster Under-23s game last Wednesday while we were all at the King Power watching Leicester beat Watford. I believe Daniel Amati did play in that game and did do quite well. So he is on the way back to recovery and, doing well. Karen Kennel says Jack Grealish was awful. We did a little live after the game yesterday, Karen. Auntie Karen, I think Jack Grealish is a bit like Robbie Savage. He's very Marmite. If he's on your side, I think actually that you probably quite like to have him on your side. He does play with passion, which is one thing. Maxine says Grealish just has a good pair of legs. Calm down, Maxine. Beautiful, says Aggie. Yeah, good old beautiful. Andy Price says Grealish was after Will for the last 10 minutes. I thought Grealish was going to get himself sent off. He looked very, very annoyed. Rob McFarlane reminding us, he says, how did Heaton save from Cags? I know, Cags thought he'd scored that one, didn't he? Smashed it straight into the face of their keeper. Keeper didn't know anything about it, but Sonku really had the goal gaping and just bullet header far too straight, to be fair, Rob, wasn't it? Anthony Howard says, as much as a dick that Grealish is, would love him at Leicester. I agree with you, Anthony. I don't want him in January, to be fair. I think he might upset the apple cart, but he is one of those players. I think if he was at Leicester, we would all love to see that sort of passion going around. Neil Dillo says, the villains were a bunch of Mardy cheats. We outplayed them all over the park. Anthony Beebe saying Grealish is a pound shot matters. Yeah, I mean, if you had Maddison or if you had Grealish, they are similar players in a way. I obviously I'm going to go for James Maddison. I think he is better class, but I've got to be honest, I do think that Jack Grealish is all right. Brett is saying, can we have a trophy? Look, Brett wants to see the trophy. Come on, we can do this. We're not getting carried away. I've got to go and fetch it. We can have a bit of a trophy lift, but this is from 2015-16. What I want to do is get another name on there. I want to get Leicester back on there for next season, and that dream is possible, Brett, isn't it? That dream is possible. Look, I've got here, I'm just going to put, look, I'll put the Premier League trophy so you can just glimpse it there. Let's go through the next fixtures, and I want to know in your comments how many points you think Leicester are going to pick up in reality out of these next games. So we have got, I've even done some homework for today's show. We've got Norwich. That's going to be 3 points, isn't it? Then we've got, we're not talking about the Cup because the next game after that is Everton away, Carabao Cup, Wednesday the 18th. So we've got Norwich, 3 points. Man City, look, a bit of a mess. Again, Man United went there and won, as we all saw at the weekend. That did us a favour. Can we go to Man City and pick up a point? Can we go to Man City and win? The Premier League winning season, we went there and won. I really fancy us at Man City, I really do. And boy oh boy, if we were to go to Man City and win, that would put the cat among the pigeons. Next, we'll know, 26th of December, Leicester City against Liverpool. If we can beat Norwich, if we could get something at Man City, we are... Oh, what a 6-pointer against Liverpool. Absolute 6-pointer. And then we go to West Ham away on the 28th. Again, 5:30 kickoff. It's on TV. And then on the 1st, we're away again at Newcastle. We could get points at West Ham. We could get points at Newcastle. Really is points there. Now, look. In red, I've got Liverpool's fixtures. Now, Liverpool have got... For a start, they're playing tomorrow night in the Champions League. So we have a nice rest until next Saturday. Liverpool have to go to Salzburg in the Champions League. Then they come back and play Watford at home. Nigel Pearson, thanks Nigel, do us a favour, pick up some points. Watford may actually give them a bit more of a stiffer competition, but I'd still expect Liverpool to win that one. Then Liverpool have got on, well, this is where I think on the 17th of December they're playing Aston Villa away in the Carabao Cup. Then on the 18th of December they're playing in the Club World Cup. On the 18th, I think if they win that match on the 18th, they play on the 21st in the World Club Cup. These are in Qatar or somewhere. And then on the 26th, they play us. And then on the 29th, they're at home to Wolves. And then they play at home to Sheffield United. So, listen, Liverpool in fine form. But they've got a Champions League game in there. They've got 1 or 2 World Club matches in there. What do you think? Let us know how many points you think we're going to pick up and how many points there are. Andy Mullins saying, Phil, I honestly think the way we are playing will take 12 points. Phil, sorry Andy, I really fancy us at Man City, and I've got to be fair, that game against Liverpool at the King Power is going to be absolutely buzzing if we're still close to Liverpool by then. If we picked up points against Norwich and Man City. Oh, and if Liverpool were to have dropped a point by then, fantastic. Brett says Liverpool have Watford this weekend, Phil. Do you think Big Nigel will do us a favour? I think maybe. Listen, Watford are going to be gunning for their lives. They are down. Let me have a check. Watford are rock bottom at the bottom of the league. They did pick up a draw at the weekend. If ever they need to kickstart and have a great escape, like Nigel did with us, I'm sure that's why they brought him in. He's done it once. He can do it again for them. Phil Creed is calling us Leicester the invisible team. Danny Martin says Jamie Vardy to beat his goal scoring record against Liverpool. I think he equals it against Liverpool if it was to carry on, Danny. He's on 8. If it's Norwich, it's 1. If it's Man City, it's 1. If it's Liverpool, that's 3. 3 out of 8, 11. He needs 12 to beat it. So that would be away at West Ham. Let's not get carried away. Take it one game at a time for Vardy. One game at a time. Scott Simpson, good evening. Where have you been, Scott? What time do you call this? We're nearly finished. We've only got 8 minutes left, Scott. I'm well. How are you? Thanks for putting the comments in. Thanks for finally joining us, Scott. Brett, have a word with Scott. Tell him off for coming in this late in the game. Mick Paget is saying, I don't think we'll lose again this year. It would be nice to see Leicester second by Christmas. I think we actually technically can't go first by Christmas. But technically, could we be first by... It's probably not going to happen. Listen, let's just stick close to Liverpool over the next few... Well, for the next couple of months. If we can stay there or thereabouts, that would be absolutely perfect. Rob McFarlane is saying, I think we could get 10 points over the next few games. Keith Goodall saying, Norwich mustard regret it. Oh, this is a joke, Keith. Let me get with it. Norwich mustard regretted thinking Steve Walsh was going to save them back in the day. This time round, we should be scoring double figures. Let's not get carried away. I know we should beat Norwich on Saturday, but let's not go into that game thinking it's going to be 5, it's going to be 6. I think on our day, again, we could do something to Norwich, which was pretty big score. I'll take it 1-0 against Norwich. Let's just get the 3 points, 1-0 and Jamie Vardy to score. That would absolutely do a thing. I've still got to check, talking of predict the scores, which we will come on to. I have still got to check, did anybody predict Leicester to win 4-1 and Jamie Vardy to score the first goal yesterday? I need to check through all the predictions. It's a bit, I'm not sure. Maybe somebody did go for that. Maybe. But if you didn't, don't forget in our Predict the Score every week, there's 2 pizzas up for grab. All you have to do is predict who's going to score the first goal and what the final score is going to be. I think the one against Norwich is going to be trickier. I think everybody going to go for Vardy to score first. But how many goals are you going to try and put in there for? I'm not sure. Dave Philander says, 1 game at a time, lads. 1 game at a time. Come on, we can do this. Good chat there, Dave. Andy Medhurst saying, we've just got to take 1 game at a time. I agree. Chris Allen saying, Liverpool had led the Premier League 4 times at Christmas and not won it. I've read somewhere. I think, Chris, the actual stat is that in the last 11 years, I think this is a stat. If Jamie from the Foxes was watching Stato, he would know this. But I believe the stat is, in the last 11 years, the teams who were leading the Premier League at Christmas 8 times have gone on to win the Premier League that year, that season. We were one of them. We were top at Christmas and we went on to win the Premier League. The 3 times it's not happened in the last 11 years are the team who have been top at Christmas and who haven't won it is Liverpool. So, or is it 2 times? I don't know. But there is some sort of stat like that anyway. They did blow it last year. They blew it under Brendan Rodgers. You remember Steve Gerrard did his little slip over. They can blow it again. The pressure is going to be on Liverpool after Christmas. Trust me, not on Leicester. We're under absolutely no pressure. If the worst was to happen and we were to fall away after Christmas, nobody's going to be cross. Nobody's going to be upset. We'll just be like, we'll just enjoy this for what it is. I don't think we are. I think we're going to stay up there. I think we've got a cracking side. But I'm just saying, pressure is on Liverpool. The whole of the media is telling them already they've won it. They're saying Man City are out of it. They're saying Chelsea are out of it. They kept saying on Saturday that Liverpool are 11 points clear. They're 11 points clear of Man City. It's over. The title race is over. It's frustrating, but that's how it is. Get your views in. Get your comments in. And let me know what you think. Liverpool are like a bottle of champagne, then it goes flat. That's Stephen Warden's views. Jason Mills is watching. Good evening, Jason. Get your views in. Jack Marsden is saying he fancies Nacho to score against Norwich. Took his goal ever so well again yesterday. Set up Vardy's. Big impact Nacho. He's doing well. We're on Nacho's side. Maxine says, can see us getting 15 points at the worst, 13, but only 5 points behind Liverpool into the new year. Jez says, is it Jez or Jazz? Jazz Hayer says, we'll smash Norwich 5-0. I'd like to see that. Jason Tight, I like this, says he's hoping we'll be safe at Christmas. Listen, I'm with you, Jason. Like you say, safe at Christmas, 40 points. We're on 38, 2 more points and we're safe. We'll take that, won't we? Let's play it like Claudio would say us. Mark Wright saying, if we get a penalty, can Casper take it? Then the main first team have all scored. Interesting fact, I didn't know that. Although I think if we get a penalty, Jamie Vardy should take it, of course. Mark Gatwood, welcome to the show. Let us know your views. Keith Goodall says, now you're a media tart, are you going to be on Love Island next series? No, Keith, you wouldn't want to see what's underneath this jacket that you can win on Leicester Fan TV. Go and win this jacket on Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our good pals at Emergency Glazing Services. Don't forget, I'll get it out again. You can also, apart from winning this jacket, you can win this pink shirt, another pink shirt, thanks to our pals at Pink Vehicle Leasing, and the guys at Everard's have given us another mini keg of beer. Listen, it's so easy to go and enter and win all these. Just go to leicesterfantv.com. How simple is that? leicesterfantv.com. And you can win prizes. Thanks to all the guys who've been helping us out. So to answer you there, Keith, no, I will not be going on Love Island. Good grief. Top 4 finish would be tremendous, says Jason. Here's a question for you. All right, let's have a question now. And you're going to answer this with the emoji button. So it's a like for one and a love heart for the other. Would, if you were offered now, get ready for this, if you were offered for now, stop doing the emojis now, it's too early. If you were offered now a top 4 finish, but not the title, so i.e. somebody guaranteed you and said, we'll give you top 4 Champions League, but you're not going to win the title. If you would take that, give us a thumbs up like. If on the other hand you would gamble and say, no, I want to see if we can win this again. I'm in it for this. I'm not in it for the Champions League. I'm in it for another title. If you want the title and you'd gamble the top 4 by going for it for this, put a love heart in. Let's see where that goes. So does that make sense, that question? Would you take a top 4 Champions League spot now if you offered it? Give us a thumbs up like. If you go, no, we're in it for this, we're going for this, we'll gamble that, we'll sacrifice that, and we'll go for the Premier League title again, put a love heart in. Now people are already voting. There is a few likes going in, a few thumbs up, but there is hundreds and hundreds of people, loads of love hearts saying we want this. That seems to be what you guys are thinking. I'm in it. I'm in for the gamble. I'd go for this. I would go for this and gamble the Champions League. I know long term the Champions League, but again, let me know your thoughts. Loads of love heart. Thanks for all those emojis going through. It seems like virtually all of you are going for want the Premier League title over. They would sacrifice the Champions League if it meant going for this. Interesting stuff. We ought to run a proper poll on that. I might well do that. Tony Martin saying, it isn't even halfway through the season yet. All these predictions are daft. I really hope Leicester catch Liverpool, but it's a long way to go yet. Also, Chelsea are in a strange place this season. They are trying new things out. Give them more time. Come on, you foxes. Still loads and loads of love hearts coming up. Hopefully you can all see that on your screens. I think by far that was massive amounts of fans voting for want the Premier League title and would sacrifice a Champions League spot to give it a real go. It's a made-up question, but hey. Mark Wright saying, win the Premier League, then win the Champions League. Easy. Yeah, not so easy, to be fair, Mark, but it's a great dream. Karen Marino, watching over from Winnipeg, Karen, I think, is giving love hearts. Well done, Karen. Let me know if you are in Winnipeg. Have I got that right? I'm trying to keep on top of where all the far-flung foxes are. By the way, safe journey back tomorrow to Don Cole. Don's been our far-flung fox over from USA, from Myrtle Beach, been over with Jim and Ange and been partying hard. If you've been around the pubs in Leicester any time between 9 a.m. and midnight over the past 2 weeks, you will have seen Don staggering around one of the Leicester pubs. He's been on a 2.5 week beer drinking testing session, as he would call it. He's seen Leicester win 4 games on the trot. He's been to 3 of the games. Didn't go to Villa. He was watching it in one of the hostelries in Leicester. He came with me to the Riders on Friday and they won. He went to the Tigers on Saturday, but you'll have to forgive me. I don't know if he even got the Tigers to win, but safe journey back to Yanks Foxes. Far-flung foxes from Yanks. Anyway, Andy Medhurst saying, Vichai won it. Would be nice if Top could do it as well. He's talking about the league there. Jazz Hare says, Liverpool will bottle it again. We'll win it. Come on, Leicester. Scott Neve says, no reason why we can't win it again as long as the lads keep injury free. That's a good point. We've got a bit of depth this season, Scott, but probably not loads. Karen Marino is saying, sorry Karen, I thought it was Winnipeg. I knew you were far-flung fox, but it's New Jersey. New Jersey. My impressions are awful. USA. Keith saying, big up to Don. And Jack Marsden saying, 12-pointer before the new year. Listen, it is time for me to wrap things up. Thank you for all your comments, all your views. This week we've got Lee Chappers is doing his Fox in the Box blog, and it's on Leicester Fan TV, it's on the YouTube, it's on iTunes, it's on SoundCloud. We share it to you. Do listen to it or go and watch it because it's fantastic. Alan saying, post your photos of selfies with Yankee Don. Yeah, I think you should. We've got Jamie from the Fox's Arms. Thanks for his pre-match show yesterday, and obviously it'll be his aftermath show next week after we play. Come and see us at the Norwich game. We want more and more people to come and see us. Come and meet us at the Blues Bar before kick-off. You know where we stand now, hopefully, just on the outsides. We'll have a pint there with you. Come and get you. If we're doing a live video, just come and give us your views. Absolutely, come and give us a views. And see us after the match, when hopefully we've won. So I'm going to say a few thank yous to you. Anthony Beebe, thank you. Good for your comments. Joanna Astley, thanks for all your comments. Andy Medhurst, Brett Coombs, Mark Wright, Jazz Hare, Mark Gatwood, Alan Wildman, Jack Marsden, Mohammed, Keith Goodall, Karen from the States. Where's Auntie Karen as well? Joe McDonald, Peter Green, Scott Neve, Andy Medhurst, Mark Gatwood, Anthony Howard, everybody who's been watching, thanks for all your views. If you can like and share this, don't forget, go on to the website Leicester Fan TV to win this, to win that, to win this. Prizes galore. Make your Christmas come true and early. And like and share this video. Thank you everybody for watching. Blue Army!